My name's Alesia Lani. I'm a mother, singer, songwriter, and a believer. Anything new with me as far as my new music, videos, shows, upcoming events, you can check it out at alesialanimusic.com.
What you know about it? 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 He said I ain't like no other, yeah, they say all that. I don't wanna hear it, so I fall right back. Tell them that I am too busy and I call them right back. Cause I don't wanna hear it, no. Oh, show me everything you can do for me, from mentally to physically. It's yours, it's all you. I don't care if I have to tell you every day before you lay your head that I love you the most.
So, how have you been?
I've been good. It's been really great. It's been very fruitful and elevating for sure. Like, just taking it one day at a time and doing what I feel like I need to do, what's right in front of me instead of trying to reach what's beyond me. And it's just been working really well. I've been happy hitting my goals and making new ones.
Where do you draw your source of motivation from?
It would have to be just the love and the appreciation to be able to do what I do on this stature and be able to share my talents with others as well as my daughter and myself. A lot of motivation there for sure, trying to show her that she can be her own boss, because I grew up thinking, oh, you have to go do this, and that, you have to get married, have to have a boss, have to have a job, and then pay off your student loans and da-da-da, and it's just like, there's different avenues. You can do that too, but you can also do what you want to do and be your own boss and be your own entrepreneur.
Why can't you keep it real? Why can't you be upfront? Be upfront, yeah. Be upfront with your intentions. Tell me your intentions. Tell me.
How do you stay positive and upbeat when life gets painful, stressful, unclear?
I'm the type of person that looks at things like half full. Mm-hmm. So, things might not go my way, or things might just really just fall flat on its ass. But at the end of the day, I still look back and I'm grateful for the place I'm in, and I just appreciate what I got going on, and I'm still able to do what I can do and have the freedom to do what I love to do. Because some people don't feel like they can't do that, or they stand in their own way, or, I know people that made excuses like, well, I do this, and I'm like, but you can do that too. You know what I'm saying? And it's just more of encouraging people that you can prioritize and put that time away.
I ain't gotta ask no questions, and you ain't gotta leave no number. You just tell me where and I'll be there. You could just put it on me, yeah. Baby, don't rush, no panic. But when it's your love, can't help it. I just gotta dive right in it. Baby, gotta dive right in it. So I'm in.
All I know is that, whatever happens, it's gonna run its course, and all I can do is the best I can do, and it'll clear eventually. The storm will pass.
I like that, eventually.
Yeah.
It might not happen right whenever you want it to.
Right.
It will.
Right, and that's the mindset. It's like you can't think of, oh, it's not working my way at this point where I want it to be, which we'd want it all the time. But sometimes shit's gonna happen. You gotta have to let that shit ride.
That's true.
You just gonna have to bear the storm, do what you need to do until then, and it'll pass.
So, how do you take care of your mental health?
But always putting time aside for myself and for the things I need to spend time on that makes me happy, which is writing music, of course, which has to do with work. Spending time with my daughter, of course, cooking. And I'm learning an instrument. I'm trying to learn an instrument, so it's either the keys or guitar. I go from back and forth.
So you're practicing. Awesome. Are you, so when you say, you're taking time for yourself, does that also mean that you're taking time to be creative and have that creative space? to create more music?
Yes.
Are you always creating?
Yes, always putting time for that, and just perfecting my craft and benefiting my craft too, whether it's like, I've been doing some modeling things on the side too as well,
So you try to make sure you're nurturing some of those other, dreams,
as far as my
hopes,
branding,
desires,
my branding and all that good
acting,
stuff.
right?
Yes, I wanna start getting more into doing more acting, Broadway. I used to do a lot of plays in middle school and high school, and it's been forever.
to say, it's not too late. I can do this. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna put my, best effort forward.
It's a different form of satisfaction within my art, and still singing and, just adding more things to my resume as well as more talent, more versatility.
Absolutely. And it keeps you fresh. You're always learning.
Keeps me on my feet, upbeat. Yeah.
Not sitting around thinking about.
Right, it's like productive session, recording session, song, release, video, okay, press. I can mix it up and do I have this play, I have to learn these lines.
Exciting.
I have to, and that'll give me more inspiration to write different music, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? And I think it'll just be really fun. You'll have to definitely put your fears aside and really get into survival mode and learn to adapt. Seriously. And if you have people around you, trust me, they will be there for you to depend on. They will help you out and take that help. Don't be prideful. And always just do your best you can do. Don't be too hard on yourself and don't expect things to happen tomorrow. And always just stay on the good foot and hope and pray and wish for the best. Whatever helps you get through it, stay to it and always protect yourself and love yourself the most out of anybody. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody around you, including your spouse, your children, your family, your friends. So you always have to make sure you have a little bit of self-care for yourself. Even if it's 10 minutes meditating before you wake up to chaos of the world, before you have to go to work, dealing with all the coworkers you don't like. Just take that time to yourself. Choose your battles, pick your battles, reserve your energy. All the good things you need to do to take care of yourself. I would definitely recommend doing that.
Hello, my name is Reggie. I'm Joyce's brother.
Just to tell you guys a little backstory in our journey with Reggie, I'm his older sister, and I got temporary custody of Reggie last year, July of 2019. And that time being, my parents were going through a divorce. Also, my sister was physically and emotionally violent towards him and really just overall took him and his spirit away from him. My overall goal for him was to just get away from the toxic behavior and also just be able to be himself here, and not go through depression no longer, and know that he can be free and he has someone to support him and that wants someone to want what's best for him. Through that journey, Reggie's, been Reggie. So just overall, his behavior has been, you can tell that there's been some damage and some abuse there. And what I wanted Reggie to do is to go back to Reggie when he was little. Reggie was a singer, a dancer. He was put on earth to be my saving grace, because when he was born, I didn't know, and I knew we were in foster care at the time, but that's when I found out my mother was pregnant at 26 years old. That was her third child. So being able to hold him in visitation that one time changed my life, and I knew that I wanted something better for myself, and I knew that there was going to be one more person I had to take care of, and that person would be Reggie.
Sensei Courtney, and I have the wonderful joy of serving as one of the staff pastors here at Greater Mount Zion, where Galen Clark is our lead pastor. And we're super excited about this guy right here and the impact that he's making on our student ministry. He's one of our student worship leaders, and just grateful for his life. I'm always encouraged by his story, and excited that you guys are here hanging out with me.
When I was 1 year old, I really liked singing. My favorite song was No One by Alicia Keys. When we were in church, I heard people sing, and I always used to love to sing. And then I joined the church's choir, and then I started singing songs from 4 all the way up to now. And then my mom and my stepfather, they had created their own church, and I sing from that church. And then now I'm here from there, and then I'm just glad to be with my sister. And I was so excited when she took me in, because I did not I didn't think she would be able to take me in the way things were happening, but she did. My favorite music is R&B music. I like R&B music, but at the same time, gospel music touches my heart. And when I sing gospel music, I feel like it breaks chains, and it makes me feel like I don't have to worry about what anybody's saying. I will not be silent. I will always worship you. We give you all the glory. Glory to the Lamb. We give all the glory.
Fade away, each other's gonna fade away. Then we're gonna be straight. Without you.
And then R&B music, when I sing R&B music, it changes the moods of what I'm feeling. If I'm come home and I have an attitude one day, I can just listen to R&B music and just be in the zone and just meet everything else out. And that's my favorite two genres. But yeah, music is a key to my heart and the key to my soul. So if I don't have music, I don't have me.
It's so nice to see you for your next voice session. We're gonna go over a quick review of the 4 pillars of the voice. I'm a licensed clinical voice pathologist. That means I'm a medically trained throat specialist to rehabilitate the voice. But I'm also a singing teacher and a voice coach. And so what I do with my clients is I bridge the world of exercise, science, and medicine with vocal technique, and I help them to apply these techniques in songs that are meaningful to them. So we go through a series of physiological exercises, and then we apply them to the songs that make his heart beat, like the gospel music, the R&B music. And it's not about putting his voice into a box like a mold. It's about freeing his voice so that he can sing in the way that is truest to him. Put your other hand on your belly. Breathe through your nose. Feel the belly expand like a Buddha belly. Now exhale on SH like this. Good for you. Massage, massage. Breathe through your nose. Buddha belly, Buddha belly. Think it nice and smooth. Woohoo! Yes! Wasn't that easier to keep more lip bubble? Good, same thing. Nice, keep it nice and energized. Good bouncy belly. Good sound. Nice.
No, 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 no.
That was an awesome voice lesson. I noticed how Reggie, as he was doing the exercises, it really helped him to really find his
technique.
Exactly. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So can you tell me a little bit more about Voco Dojo? This is your company?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Voco Dojo was inspired after years of offering my services as a licensed voice therapist. And that comes with the privilege of looking at people's vocal cords using a flexible endoscopic camera and looking at the truth behind what's really happening in the voice box. So then I would craft therapeutic interventions with my patients.
Okay.
But what I learned is that these exercises also help people who want to learn how to sing to free up their voice and can prevent the onset of a vocal cord injury.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so I'm a clinical vocalogist, and that's VOCOLOGIST. So
Got it.
that's where the voco comes from. And dojo is Japanese for a place to learn the way.
Wow.
So Voco Dojo is a place to learn the way to improve your voice. I moved here from Las Vegas.
Okay.
I was a clinical director of outpatient speech pathology in Las Vegas for
So you're
3
a
years.
speech language pathologist as well.
As well as a voice teacher and a voice coach.
Tell me how all those kind of go together.
Yeah, absolutely. So to be a voice coach, requires usually some type of artistic background, but there's no requirements for education and training for that. But to be a speech pathologist, you have to have a 4 years bachelor's degree, a 2 to 3 years master's degree, plus postgraduate fellowship, and we have to do lots and lots of research, which helps us to understand the type of instrument that we're working with. So I do different exercises for each client that I work with to help them meet their needs. When I hear certain sounds, I might say, oh, make your mouth a little bit smaller here, because for you, that benefits you. But for others, I say, oh, bigger mouth here, because of where that note sits in your voice helps to free the sound. So it's
someone's coming to your vocal lessons.
Yeah.
They're getting kind of like a more scientific approach. So you're going lots of steps deeper than just let's hit the note.
Exactly.
Like, what all is going on there? Like how you had them clear the phlegm. I'm like, what is going on? Okay.
Yeah.
So do it again. What was that part of it?
So I had him do a voiceless hard glottal attack. So the vocal cords come together, they build up pressure, and they release, pressure, release, pressure, release. And that kicks the mucus off the vocal cords.
Sounds like something you hear like an occupational therapist doing.
Yeah, kind of.
Someone that had a stroke, they're trying to learn how to swallow again, and all that kind of
So
stuff.
I'm specialized in swallowing, voice, upper airway disorders, but I'm a singing voice specialist.
Okay.
And that's my passion, and I love
really cool.
helping people connect with their body as an instrument for the voice, so that they can sing in the way that is truest to them.
Is there like an age limit for that? Is it like, well, I'm old now, so maybe I can't do that?
No,
Or
that's a great question.
I've been singing now, or I already recorded music. I probably don't need voice lessons. Is that true?
Well,
Is there ever a point where you don't need voice lessons?
that's a great question. Let's just say that some of the best singers in the world are continuing to train their voices on a regular basis.
Wow.
And some of my privilege, having worked in Las Vegas for a while, was to work with singers of all calibers, from beginning karaoke singers to Grammy Award-winning singers.
Wow.
And so some of the exercises that I did today with Reggie, I have done with famous singers. And it's empowering because it puts them into the driver's seat of their voice, as opposed to feeling like they can only sing well when they're with the coach. I want them to become their own voice technician, which is why I train my singers like vocal athletes. So I'm the vocal athlete instructor. This is the vocal gym.
How do you feel like someone working with their voice kind of helps them therapeutically? Do you feel like there is an association with mental health and music?
Absolutely. So when a person is compelled to walk down the journey of music, especially vocal music, that's the most organic and intimate of all the instruments, right? And so when they feel that calling and they allow themselves the opportunity to build that relationship with their body as the instrument for the voice, then it helps to free the heart. And what happens going forward from that is they feel more self-actualized. They feel like they can use their voice better in interpersonal relationships, in professional endeavors, and for the purpose of singing, connect with their audience so that they're singing with meaning and they're reaching their audience.
Everything better than that. How y'all doing?
Someone's at the door.
Oh, you know what? That's Tina. Hang on for a second. Right back. It's Tina.
Hi, Ray. How are you doing?
Well, I was a late bloomer. So in high school and stuff, I played sports and all that stuff, and then I didn't want to play sports anymore. You know, I left New York and came down here, and then like my dad was paying for my college and all that stuff. And then one day I went to a concert. And it's weird. I went to a Depeche Mode. You ever heard of Depeche Mode?
Yeah, 90s. We're in the 90s now.
Yeah, so I went to a Depeche Mode concert, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I think I can do that. So I went and bought 2 Casio keyboards, these little cheap keyboards. And I was like, doing this little, playing the Casanova beat and all this stuff. And my upstairs neighbor used to make her come down and help me make beats. And she's like, I can't keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, you need to find a band or something. So her boyfriend was in a band at the time. And I got hooked. And I realized that I can make melodies with if somebody plays something, I can make a melody. I was pretty much in one band called Seven Stones.
Seven Stones, okay.
It's a rock band. You don't see it when you're in it. When you're in a band, because people think I want to be a musician or something. That stuff is not glamorous. Like you drive 10 hours to go to a show. You get there, you're in a 15-seater van, you drive 10 hours to get to a show. By the time you get to the show, you're at the venue, you have to sound check.
Unpack all that equipment.
All equipment,
set it all up,
right?
All the pieces of the drum.
Then you're in a city that you don't know where it is. You don't have much time before the next show. Usually you're the opening act. Then when you finish that act, you've got to wait around just enough to get paid because you've got to be in the next city another 10, 15 hours.
So during that time, how did you feel? Did you feel like anything was missing, or did you not know at the time that something was missing, and now looking back in retrospect, you feel as though?
But when you're in it and you're younger, it's like you don't know that you shouldn't be eating hot dogs at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Like hot dogs and eggs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cut up hot dogs and eggs, or bologna, and you know what I mean? It's like you don't think like your health reason, like the way I eat now and how I need to be eating and stuff like that. You don't think about that, but it wears you out because it not only wears you out mentally, it wears you out physically because you're not eating right. You're not doing a lot. I think a lot of musicians break down because they're eating what they can or what they can get by on, you know what I mean? So I left that band and I decided, I was like, well, I was gonna just quit music because it's a
What
toll on
happened?
you.
Wait a second. How did we get to where, that ended and you just wanted to quit music? What was going on in your personal life?
One, I didn't have any girlfriend, you just have girls and stuff. And then 2, it's just like you've been chasing something for so long. Imagine you trying to make you know what I mean? It's like you're trying to do something for so long and there's nothing happening. Like the closest we got was MCA. They want you to come and record, and then they own the rights of you. It's a demo deal, so they kind of own it to see what they want to do, but then you go in and record with them, but they own everything. So those songs that you record with them, you can't use
do
them.
nothing with them.
No,
Kind of
then they decide if they want to use it. I just one day I was like, man, you know what? I'm sick of not having things. I'm sick of not having a car. I'm sick of not, if I want to go to a movie or something, not have enough money in my pocket. I'm sick of riding in a car for 10 hours, So I'm just sick of music. Like maybe it's not for me. It's like, and before I knew I was in a band again, but it still wasn't quite the same what I wanted to do. And then I went to go see, I went and saw Damien Rice. And I was like, you know what? This is what I need to do. Forget this electric guitar, forget all this electric stuff. I need to get some strings. I need to chill this down a little bit, add string elements to it. And I found a string player, and this is the current thing I got now.
I've been here for so long, it's easier to hold on now than admit your mistakes. So we pray for the day.
So in that career span that you've had, it's been a lot of changes that occurred, you switched a whole 3 different bands, right?
3 different genres.
3 different genres and music groups.
Yeah. Rock, funk, and then this last one I call singer-songwriter.
Nice.
Like acoustic type music.
Within that journey, did you ever find times where you may have felt, slightly lost, having anxiety, the not known, that whole not known part of it?
When you spend 10 years trying to do something and then you start feeling like you're a failure, that's what I kind of hit. Like I was ready to quit. I felt like, by then, like I said, I was a late bloomer. So by then when I stopped, I was in my 30s. And so you're looking at yourself, what have I done with my life? What have I set aside?
Oh gosh, that's the decade
You know what I mean?
where you're like reflecting, like, okay.
It's almost like having a midlife crisis in your 30s.
Absolutely.
So when I quit Seven Stones, I just didn't want to do anything. And I still suffer some of that stuff. I wish with this, I think I'm finally with the band that I need to be with. But, I feel I'm afraid of, like, am I too old now? Am I too old?
So you having an identity crisis, a mini one again right now?
Well, kind of. It's kind of, I'm at the point where I love what I'm doing. I love the music I'm making, right? And I love doing certain things, but I'm not gonna lie to you when I say, I've been playing in this town for I don't know how long, and I can't get the guy from Blues on the Green to hit me back. But then I see bands playing it that aren't, haven't been here as long. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just feel like you've paid your dues. Like,
I paid a lot of dues,
yeah.
Especially in this town. I've raised money and played stuff and did things. So, I wish if I had this band when I was in my 20s, I kind of think to myself, I think I would have done something, But I just don't think I was doing the right thing for 10 years. And
so how do you deal with that? What would you tell a young Ray Prim?
Ooh.
What would you tell a 19-year-old Ray Prim with the knowledge and wisdom that you have now and experience?
Listen to your gut. If it doesn't feel right, if you feel like, you're forcing things, like I felt like I forced that music. I felt like I was in that music because, we were doing some stuff. We were traveling and playing and those guys, I kind of went down that road with them. I would tell my young person, it's like, you know what? It's gonna be okay. Don't get too discouraged about rock and roll, but if rock and roll is not your thing, leave. The way I think of it now, I have a peace of mind. I don't get stressed. And stress is a killer. I don't get stressed about my bills or having to play certain things because, music is an outlet. Music should help me escape from what I'm doing, not make me have anxiety about playing it. You know what I mean? I don't want to have anxiety about saying, you know what? I gotta go play this restaurant for 3 hours and people are not gonna listen to me. I'm gonna need the background music. Or I gotta put out this record because if I don't put out this record, my lights are gonna get turned off. I chose to get a job. So now my job is that. And when I get away from my job, my music is my therapy. You know what I mean? Like if I feel depressed about something, I pick this up.
That's your outlet.
Exactly. Like I'll pick this up and you can hear it. You can hear the words, you can hear what I'm saying. A lot of times I write from TV. I watch a lot of TV, but I put myself in those songs too as well. You know what I mean? For me to express myself is hard, but if I can sit down and kind of get behind the guitar and give me 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I can write everything I need to do. Yeah. Like whenever I feel down about something, I can just pick up a guitar. So when you go into music, don't be afraid to think of a backup plan. I know people say to go all out and whatever, but a backup plan ain't nothing to shy away from. And if something ain't working in the first 3 or 4 years, switch it up. That's what I did. I switched it up 3 times. I was in 3 different genres of music over the last, I ain't gonna age myself, y'all don't even know about all that. But I was in the last, let's say within a few amount of years, I went from rock to funk to acoustic music. So, don't be afraid to change. And also, don't be afraid to fail too. A lot of people don't take chances because they're worried about what other people think. Don't be afraid to do that. Because like I was telling Miss Tina, half the people aren't gonna like you for whatever reason. You can't listen, and please try to focus on the positive stuff. I know you're gonna wanna go to the negative because that's the stuff that's gonna make you, but if you see something positive and somebody comes up to you and say they love your show, embrace it. I don't think we embrace praise enough. Just embrace it. There's nothing wrong with embracing praise. They said it for a reason, so that's about it, I think. That's all I know.
I ain't gotta ask no questions, and you ain't gotta leave no number. You just tell me when and I'll be there. You could just put it on me, yeah. Baby, don't rush, no panic. But when it's your love, can't help it. I just gotta dive right in it. Baby, gotta dive right in it. So I'm in. We'll figure it out along the way. We'll figure it out along the way. Along the way. Baby, put them old records on. We gon' play some love making songs. And we gon' do some old school. We can take it back, just like back in the day.